Flight 19-1945. 5 U.S. Navy bombers vanished during a training mission. A rescue plane sent to search for them also disappeared. No wreckage was ever found. USS Cyclops 1918. A U.S. Navy ship carrying over 300 people vanished without a trace. It remains the single largest non-combat loss of life in U.S. Navy history. District of Columbia 3, Flight 1948. A commercial plane with 32 people on board disappeared just minutes before landing in Miami. No distress signal or wreckage was found. Tanker SS Marine Sulphur Queen 1963. A 150-meter-long chemical tanker vanished with 39 crew members. Only a few life jackets were found. The tale of a crystal pyramid beneath the Bermuda Triangle is one of the most captivating stories among enthusiasts of the paranormal. Though lacking any scientific verification, the story continues to attract wide public interest. According to unofficial sources, in the 1960s, a man named Dr. Ray Brown claimed to have discovered a crystal pyramid on the seafloor near the Bahamas during a diving expedition. He described it as smooth-surfaced and made of a crystal-like material. However, no concrete evidence was ever provided. Later, in 2012, some websites circulated information that an oceanographer named Dr. Meyer Verlag had used sonar to detect 2 massive pyramids beneath the Bermuda Triangle. At a depth of around 2.000 meters, these structures were said to be 3 times the size of the Great Pyramid of Giza and possibly linked to the mysterious disappearances in the area. Experts and scientists reviewed these claims and concluded they lacked credible evidence. No scientific publications, photos, or sonar data were released to support the pyramid theory. Furthermore, the name, Dr. Meyer Verlag, does not appear in any recognized academic databases, leading many to believe he is a fictional figure. The fact-checking site Snopes labeled the Crystal Pyramid story as false, citing the lack of verifiable evidence and suggesting it likely originated from unreliable sources or urban legend. Since the early 20th century, the sea region between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico has become the epicenter of dozens of mysterious vanishings. Cargo ships, luxury yachts, even military aircraft have disappeared without a trace, no distress signals, no wreckage, no bodies. In 1945, 5 U.S. Navy bombers, Flight 19, vanished during a training mission. The rescue plane sent after them also disappeared. In 1963, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen vanished with 39 crew members and hundreds of tons of chemicals. And the list goes on. The question: what really happened? In 2023, a team of scientists and oceanographers launched Project Deep Eye Bermuda, aiming to scan the Bermuda Triangle's seafloor using cutting-edge technology, deep-sea robots, high-penetration sonar, and electromagnetic radar. 3 research vessels were deployed, targeting areas with unusual magnetic readings from satellite data gathered over 5 years. Just 2 weeks in, one of the vessels, Poseidon 7, lost all contact. 6 scientists and their sonar data vanished. No SOS was sent. But hours before, radar detected a sudden magnetic pulse erupting from the seafloor. ####***** a shocking discovery, the Crystal Pyramid. Nearly a month later, the remaining team from Project Deep Eye Bermuda returned to the last known coordinates of the Poseidon. At a depth of 2.100 meters, they discovered a pyramid-shaped object, approximately 12 meters tall, with a crystal-clear surface, no algae, no bacteria, no natural signs of aging. The pyramid emitted a periodic magnetic pulse that spiked when the submersible approached. A physicist on board measured electromagnetic waves matching the same frequency as Poseidon's radar signals, suggesting the pyramid was interfering with electronic systems and possibly destroying equipment. Scientists confirmed that the pyramid was neither a natural formation nor an ancient man-made structure. The most baffling element was a metal core beneath the pyramid, an unknown superconductive material not found in Earth's periodic table. Radiocarbon dating suggested the pyramid had been submerged for at least 12.000 years. A theory emerged: it wasn't built by humans. Simulations showed the pyramid's design and electromagnetic activity resembled an interstellar signal transmitter, or a deep-sea scanner. The most plausible hypothesis. It was placed there by an extraterrestrial civilization tens of thousands of years ago and activates whenever advanced technology nears. The US and several other governments swiftly sealed off the area and classified all findings. Some project members withdrew. Others disappeared shortly after returning, leaving behind only questions. The pyramid remains on the ocean floor, untouched. In April 2024, an international team received a strange transmission from the deep sea. Near the Bermuda Triangle, the signal, a magnetic pulse repeating every 11 minutes and 19 seconds, unlike any known device or natural phenomenon. Professor Harlan Graves, a Canadian physicist, gave a short press conference before departure. If what we're detecting is real, then something at the bottom of that ocean does not belong to Earth. The exploration vessel Oculus Deep 1, outfitted with the latest sonar and autonomous submersibles, set sail for the Bermuda Triangle's dead zone. The team of 8 included Graves, physicist specializing in spatial energy; Mei-Ling Zhao, Chinese robotics engineer; Javier Solano, deep-sea exploration expert; and 2 independent documentary filmmakers. They had no idea they were embarking on a journey with no return. After 3 days, the drone, Eel-1, lost contact at 2.300 meters deep. The last image transmitted was a blurry outline of a glowing pyramid-shaped structure. Mei Ling gasped, "This is made of crystal? Or something else?" That night, the ship's navigation systems malfunctioned. The compass spun wildly. Pressure sensors fluctuated. All satellite signals were lost. Then, below, rumbling sound echoed from the ocean floor, like the breath of a giant being. A German filmmaker vanished from his sleeping quarters. No signs of forced entry. No noise. Sonar outside the ship recorded a creature-like shape, moving along the hull, vanishing when floodlights were activated. Panic grew. Something was watching them, luring them in, step by step. On day 9, a 2-person sub was deployed. Beneath a thick black sediment, they found the pyramid, glowing faintly. Flawless, untouched by time. Using sonar, they detected a glowing spiral-shaped core inside. Its structure defied the laws of modern physics. Javier whispered through the comms. "Greater than this wasn't built by ancient people. It's a device. It's active." As the sub approached, all lights on the ship went out. A soft blue beam shot from the pyramid's peak, upward through the black water. Mei Ling realized the electromagnetic frequency matched deep space radio signals once recorded by NASA in 1977, never decoded. It wasn't random. It was a call, or a warning, from long ago. When the crew tried to collect a sample, the pyramid emitted violent tremors. Water swirled into a massive vortex. The Oculus Deep 1 capsized. Its hull crumpled like foil. Professor Graves stayed behind, sealing an escape hatch to save others. His last recorded words, "Greater than this secret doesn't belong to Earth. Don't try to touch it again." Only 3 survivors were rescued 2 days later by a passing commercial sub. Their footage was confiscated by authorities. Project Oculus was erased from public record. However, an 11-second clip showing the glowing crystal pyramid leaked to the dark web. Some believe it is an alien signal station, abandoned since Earth's earliest days. Others think it's a portal to another dimension, or a surveillance device from a long-lost civilization. They went to find answers to the disappearances, and discovered something, still waiting to be awakened. Crystal pyramid beneath the Devil's Triangle, the untold secret. There are places in our oceans where everything seems to vanish into thin air. No explanation, no trace, and sometimes, what we seek is exactly what wants to remain buried forever. April 2024, an unusual signal is detected from the waters near the Bermuda Triangle. a region infamous for mysterious disappearances spanning over a century. It wasn't a distress signal. It wasn't volcanic activity or typical electromagnetic interference. It was a recurring magnetic pulse from deep underwater, repeating every 11 minutes and 19 seconds. It resembled a heartbeat, steady, rhythmic, quietly calling out to someone. The journey with no return. An international team of 8 experts formed Project Oculus Deep 1. They deployed a state-of-the-art vessel, deep-sea drones, 3D sonar, electromagnetic radar, and sub-sea floor imaging tech. They weren't mystics. They were scientists who believed every mystery had a logical explanation. But science couldn't save them. Just 4 days into the expedition, their unmanned submersible lost signal. The final image it transmitted showed a shimmering object beneath the seabed, pyramid-shaped. Made of a material as clear as crystal. The darkest night, the ship began malfunctioning. GPS signals vanished. All compasses spun wildly. One crew member disappeared from their sleeping quarters. No sounds, no signs. Sonar recorded unidentified objects moving around the vessel, emitting sounds like whispers underwater. Each passing night brought deeper fear. Not of the unknown, but of the feeling that something, or someone, was waiting for them to come closer. Face to face with the pyramid. On the 9th day, they made a bold decision. A manned sub descended to the ocean floor. And there, beneath thick black silt, they saw it. A crystal pyramid. No algae. No erosion. Absolutely pristine. It emitted a faint blue glow from within, as if it were breathing. Wall-penetrating radar revealed a spiral energy core inside, made of an unknown material not found on the periodic table. This was not human, not ancient. It was technology, a device, still functioning. The gate opens. As they approached, the pyramid trembled slightly. A beam of light shot from its peak, piercing through the ocean's surface, forming a perfect blue line in the sea. All ship electronics failed. Thermal sensors glitched. A section of the vessel's hull crumpled, as if twisted by an invisible force. Before losing contact, the lead professor whispered into the radio. "It's a transmitter, not for us, but for those who were here, and may come back." The hidden truth. 3 days later, only 3 survivors were found on a life raft. They were taken into government custody. All data confiscated, all images wiped clean, but a single 11-second video leaked onto the dark web. It showed a translucent, glowing pyramid spinning slowly in pitch-black waters. No one could confirm its authenticity. But no one could deny that dozens of disappearances over the past century occurred around that exact location. They weren't the first, and terrifyingly, they won't be the last. Over the past 70 years, many expeditions have entered the Bermuda's dead waters and never returned. 1972 The disappearance of the Marlin Deep. The deep-sea research vessel the Marlin Deep, with 6 scientists and 2 documentary filmmakers aboard, vanished without a trace. Its final transmission lasted just 4 seconds, a strange sonic burst, resembling a stifled scream from the depths. When a rescue team arrived 48 hours later, the sea was eerily calm. No oil, no debris, no signal. 1989 The vanishing flight. A U.S.-funded research team launched a special aircraft named Midnight Hawk, flying over Bermuda's key coordinates to investigate magnetic anomalies. The plane disappeared from radar as it entered an area dubbed Zone Green 13, where compasses were known to spin in reverse. The strange part? 15 years later, in 2004, a faint military frequency signal was received in a Brazilian ground station, the voice of a pilot, repeating, still flying, can't find a way out." Voice analysis matched the captain of the 1989 flight. 1998 The solo diver and the laugh. Veteran Japanese diver Hiroshi Tanaka descended alone with a body cam to investigate a seabed region linked to sightings of giant sea creatures. The first 38 minutes of footage were uneventful. But at minute 39, a child's laughter echoed through his mic 1.800 meters beneath the sea. Tanaka looked up, seemingly spotting something, then screamed in terror. Transmission cut. His body was never found. But the camera, carried by the current, survived, still recording. Its final frame. a glowing triangular object slowly sinking even deeper into the abyss. The buried theory, Prism Zero. Years later, several independent scientists proposed the existence of an artificial underwater pyramid made of an unknown material, generating magnetic fields and energy that distorted navigation systems. They called it Prism Zero, the light tomb of unknown origin. But months after publishing their theory, all papers were scrubbed from scientific journals. The lead author, Dr. Alexei Kramarov, was reported missing during a Caribbean cruise. Maybe it's all just coincidence. Or maybe it's a warning. But every time humanity gets close to the truth, it pays with blood and silence. The Bermuda Triangle isn't just a dead zone. It's a gateway, a black hole of memory. And beneath it, the crystal pyramid patiently waits for the next visitor. Part 2. The fourth survivor. 3 survivors were found, but classified reports indicated there was a fourth person. No name on the passenger list. No biometric record. No nationality. And yet, he was there. One survivor claimed that the night before the pyramid emitted its beam of light, a man appeared on the command deck. He wore the same expedition gear. No one remembered seeing him before. But strangely, no one questioned it, as if he had always been part of the crew. When the pyramid first trembled, he simply stood there, staring through the window. His lips moved, whispering in a language no one recognized. Blood dripped from his nose and ears, but he didn't react. Only when the beam touched the sea surface did he turn. Eyes rolled white, and mutter, "The gate is open, they will no longer sleep." The 3 survivors refused to speak further. But internal government files confirm a strange man was found on the life raft, sitting silently, not speaking, not blinking. When a flashlight was shone into his eyes, his pupils didn't contract, like those of a corpse. The Prism Wake Project. A year later, despite tight suppression, a private organization retrieved the original coordinates and signal data. The project was called Prism Wake, Waking the Prism. They fed the magnetic pulses into a quantum pattern analyzer. What they discovered was shocking. The signal was not natural. It had structure, cycles, and most terrifying, a message. The 11-minute 19-second interval, when time compressed and converted to audio, produced a low, layered whispering voice. The eye is open, the heart is beating, the gate is waiting. Spectral analysis revealed 3 voice layers, 3 different speakers, one of which was outside the range of human vocal cords. The glass box. A drone sub was sent again, this time carrying the glass box. An isolated observation chamber shielded from electromagnetic interference. All systems, video, thermal, sonar, were protected by quartz crystal lenses. At 3:14 a.m., the glass box detected a soft glow beneath the seafloor, not from the pyramid, but several hundred meters away. The glow rose upward. A spherical object, like a floating glass orb, emerged. Inside was a child. Eyes shut, limbs curled like a fetus. No signs of life. But when sonar swept across it, the child opened its eyes and stared directly at the camera. Immediately, every system went white noise. Then, a voice came through the mothership's internal speaker, despite the sound system being disconnected. Not a pyramid, but an incubator. The journal entry. One Prism Wake technician recorded everything he could. His final journal entry read, "They were not buried. They are waiting to be born. Every time someone comes close, the womb dilates." He took his own life 4 days later. His room was discovered with the same symbols scratched into every wall. hollow up-pointing triangle with a spiral dot inside. Under the skin. One survivor, a female geophysicist, was later confined to a secret military psychiatric unit. According to medical records, she physically could not say the word pyramid without experiencing full-body seizures. But one night during a power outage, she stood, opened her eyes, and whispered in an unidentified ancient language. Blood streamed from her mouth. She then painted on the wall, in her own blood, "It's not a pyramid. It's an eye that looks back at us." Moments later, she collapsed. Her heart began beating in reverse rhythm, from right to left, before stopping.